I sent out a few an email to my email list, and that's another thing. I had my car packed with everything I needed yesterday, and I tried to get up yesterday and I couldn't, so I didn't bring my sign-up sheet. But if you want to be on my emailing list, my website is Cindy Sheehan Soapbox. It's real easy, Cindy Sheehan Soapbox, and you just press sign up and you get on my emailing list. And to get all these wonderful words of wisdom and inflammatory writings and things that make some people want to call me the C word. And so
That's entertaining.
yeah, I just got called out. He's like, this guy's like, oh, you're such a hypocritical C word. He didn't say C word though. He goes, what did Libya ever do to us? You get off your ASS and go protest, you BITCH. And so I sent something out last week denouncing the U.S. UN resolution against Libya. Because, of course, I'm not for Gaddafi, like killing his own citizens, but I don't think we kill Libyans to save Libyans. That just doesn't make sense to me. There's so many other things we can do besides bombing them. And so today, part of the resolution, part of the UN Security Council countries, France started bombing in Libya. And they say they bombed military tanks. They say they bombed the military targets. But that's what Clinton, his administration, said for all the years that they had the sanctions and the bombing campaigns in Iraq. But I've talked to my contacts in Iraq and from Iraq, and they say that there's been at least 2 million. There was at least 2 million Iraqis killed or died of the effects of the sanctions during the sanction period. And another thing is that the bombs that it's mind-boggling to me. Satellites, allegedly, can read a postage stamp from outer space, right? But they say that their drones, the drones that they're using in northern Pakistan and in the tribal regions between Pakistan and Afghanistan, they're slaughtering civilians, saying that they are being dropped on suspected terrorists. Well, bombs dropped from many miles up don't discriminate. They can't tell if it's a combatant or an innocent. The other day, last week in Afghanistan, 9 children were killed 9 boys were killed when they were out gathering wood. And then a few days after that, 2 boys were killed going out to work in their father's field in Afghanistan. Now, you can't tell me that there is such a thing as precision bombing that only goes after combatants. And in Libya, I do something that I don't like to do, but I think I have to do. I watch corporate media. And I think I have to do it because I think I want to know what they're saying. And I want to know what the spin is. I want to know what the propaganda is so I can believe the opposite. And I have a story to tell you after that, after I tell you this story. And so I was watching it yesterday. Well, I have it on and I'm really doing other things. And they were talking, it was CNN. We had that Wolf Blizzard guy on, who has never, ever, ever, ever seen a war that he didn't love. It's like Chris Matthews, doesn't matter what party the president is. He's never seen a president that didn't make him get all tingly up and down his legs. And so I'm not kidding. You guys might not have TVs, but I'm telling you the truth. And so everything I say is I'm either being sarcastic or it's been researched thoroughly, or both. So You can tell when I'm being sarcastic, though. So anyway, I was listening to CNN and Mr. War Lover Blizzard, and it's almost as if it's almost as if they went on vacation. Like Wolf just totally went on vacation. And it was an old show from 8 years ago. And they just like bleeped out Saddam in Iraq, and in their places put Gaddafi and Libya. It was the exact same thing. And I can't believe, after I sent out this thing condemning the US-UN resolution, the no-fly zone is empire speak for bombing campaign. It doesn't mean no-fly zone. It means that bombing was coming up. Why? The UN's mission is to stop war. Why in the name of the universe does the UN constantly sanction war? And that's what they did. That resolution was a declaration of war against Libya. And that is to give the empire and its, satellites, its affiliates, especially in the UK, cover to start this war against Libya. People are being killed in Yemen. People are being killed in Bahrain by Saudi Arabia. Where's the resolution? Where's the humanitarian aid to those countries? So anyway, today on the anniversary of our newest illegal and immoral war, we're in another one. And I've spent some time in the Middle East, that middle place that you were talking about, that sometime is in Africa and sometime in, not in the Middle East, but I think we mean maybe Arab countries, but I've spent time there. And you know what Arabs know? They know that this U.S., these wars, these occupations, of course they're not for their freedom. Of course they're not for their liberation. Of course they're not to protect women. Women and children are the ones who are harmed the most by these wars. The U.S. military is not in the job to liberate women. It's not in business to help people. That's not what the U.S. military does. And what was I saying? What? Oh yeah, spend some time in the Middle East. And the people in the Arab countries, whether they're Muslim or Christian or nothing, they know that this campaign is to divide the Middle East up. It's to do exactly what was done in Lebanon. As a matter of fact, what do they call it? They call it the Lebanization of the Middle East. And that's what the people in those countries call it. They did it in Lebanon, they've done it in Iraq. They're doing it now in Egypt, in Yemen, in Syria, in Libya, all the countries. This is, if the population is divided, guess what? They can go in and steal their resources. That's what they do here in the United States, by the way, too. It's divide and conquer. We are divided, and so instead of dialoguing with the pro-war people, the media and everybody wants to make it this, us against them. Well, it is us against them. But it's just a different them. It's them of what I call the robber class. It's a class divide. But here in the United States, if they divide and conquer us, where we're fighting about these wedge issues that are very important, they're all these wedge issues we care deeply about, But what we should care